Alright, so right now I want to take a look and see what the differences are between a keyboard that's heavy in this Mode 80 First Edition. This thing is about 4 pounds, I believe, compared to something like this iLovBee i61. So big price difference. This thing is about 650 bucks. You still got to get keycaps, and this one is 25 bucks. I'll leave a link to these down in the description. Shout out to Ken for letting me know about this keyboard. This thing's pretty awesome. So yeah, this one is very light. This other one isn't. We'll take a look at some frequency response measurements to see what the differences are and maybe try to find out why those differences are there. So first, let's take a look at this Mode 80. We'll take a look at the frequency response here. So I'm just going to go ahead and type. Let me save that. Now let's take a look at what happens if I actually lift this off of the desk here and type. Let's see if there's a difference in the bass region. So right here in this area, let's see if that kind of gets reduced just by having it lifted off. So let's see here. So yeah, it definitely does look like there's a difference there. You can see here in this region that there's just less bass being transferred. So let's kind of get an idea what the sound of the desk is, or in this case I'm trying to exaggerate the sound by using this like step board. Let's just get an idea what it sounds like, just this. So you see the resonant frequency here for this board, and me typing on it or tapping on it is right here between 100 and 400 hertz. So again, without it sitting on there, okay, let me save that. Now let's compare that to this iLovBee. So first with it here, sitting on here, and so this is lightweight. You can see how much is actually being transferred onto this board here. So let me save that. Let's try the same thing, lift it off. Save that here. Looking at the mode, oh, this thing needs to be wiped down. The mode deserves better. There we go. Alright, so you can see here that it has these strips that go all along the side, so there's just more being distributed onto this board here. So let's see what happens if I actually just press down harder on this. Does that make a difference? So let me just pretend that this is heavier and see what happens. Let's take a look at the iLovBee i61 on the table versus with some extra weight thanks to my hand, and it doesn't look like it made much difference here in the weight. So maybe it's a combination of the weight, but maybe more so even just the distribution of, you know, how the weight is distributed might make more of a difference. Let's see if we can test that. So I have a bunch of these 3M adhesive from SoundRise for a speaker stand actually. Let's see what happens if I just put a bunch of these under here. This is not a perfect test, but let's see if we can at least get an idea. Now these balls are half balls, I guess, are a bit springy, so I'm not sure how much difference that makes, but let's see. You have any more of these? I do. Got a ton of these, okay. Let's see if this makes a difference here. Okay, so that one had a big difference, and I think it's more so that it's just decoupled, right? The more surface area, the less coupling it has with this platform underneath it. All right, well, nobody wants to type this high, so assuming just you can do the same thing, just use smaller risers. Just to make sure that it isn't just the height of those. Let me see what happens when I use these little 3M adhesives here. But see what happens. All right. All right, I think that's good enough. And it is higher than the stock ones here, so it won't be touching the stock ones whatsoever. So let's see if that makes any difference. So make sure that they're all kind of even here. So yeah, I'm trying to type at about the same power, I guess. And yeah, this doesn't do as well of a job as the other ones. So when we compare just on the table to that thin riser, looks like the thin riser does a little bit of something here, but not very much. It seems like what we want is not so much the weight, but also the decoupling. Let's see what happens if we add more weight and have more even weight distribution. Okay, here we go. Yeah, doesn't look to do too much. So if you're using a lightweight keyboard, I think what you want is decouple it from the rest of the desk. And so my conclusion is that this mode is transferring less, not just because of the weight, but because there's actually just less resonating from the actual keyboard itself, because it's all aluminum. So whatever's happening here is just kind of staying within this, and therefore less is being transferred almost despite the weight, but I mean it is definitely related. So when I press on this, I can tell that it's not doing too much here. It could also have something to do with the fact that this is a wider TKL versus the other one that's a 60% keyboard. So again, less surface area on that one. So anyway, this is just some experiments that I'm doing. I'm not sure what kind of conclusions we can draw from them, but hopefully it's useful to you guys. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. That's it. Take care. Bye-bye.